We think this is going to be a huge step forward for our customers. It allows us to see threats in a very, very new light with far greater accuracy, and I think it's going to make a big impact on the industry.
We're here at Proofpoint Protect in Nashville, Tennessee, talking about how cybersecurity is getting supercharged by artificial intelligence. And joining me now with more is Tom Korn. He's EVP and GM of the Threat Protection Group at Proofpoint. Tom, it's great to be with you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Let's talk about everything that is happening here, and we'll start with collaboration security. What can you share?
This idea of collaboration security, there's so much of the value in any organization that are all the people inside that organization collaborating with their coworkers, with customers, suppliers, partners. And in a digital world, they're doing it over email, over messaging, over cloud platforms. It's so integral to the value that's created inside companies. It's also where so much of the risk lies. And I think the key and challenge for security, the old adage, the brakes are in the car to allow you to go fast, not slow. Security has to be done in a fashion that allows this collaboration to flourish, but manage that risk.
What are the announcements happening at Proofpoint Protect that help here?
Yeah, so there's a bunch of technologies. A lot of it is how things are connecting the dots between the products that you can have more holistic solutions. There's been a lot in the area of AI. I would break the AI announcements into sort of three buckets. One is, how are we protecting ourselves against agentic attackers? Because attackers are using agents and generative AI. That increases the volume, the sophistication of attacks. Second bucket is really, how are we using agents to secure the environment, to automate that process? And the third is, how do you enable this agentic workspace? Our customers are all going to be adopting agents. Those agents are going to be emailing and messaging customers on behalf of customer support or various functions. How are you securing that piece?
And how do we get from product points to real solutions?
Security is one of these markets that's ripe for startups and innovation. Every new threat vector, every new attack surface is an opportunity for a new company to start. And it's great for innovation. It creates so much complexity. And when you look at Proofpoint over the years, we've built a lot of new products, we've acquired companies, but how you bring those together in a platform so that I'm not solving this problem with a couple of dozen products, I have a singular solution, a single console that has a holistic view, is so imperative, and where so much of the innovation is going to happen. And so a bunch of announcements on that. One of the big ones was this idea of a threat map, meaning to watch collaboration, you got to watch all the channels of collaboration, email, messaging, cloud activity. How do you watch all of those and thread them together so that you can understand, hey, I got an attacker that's impersonated you to get into supplier, who's sending email and messages to a bunch of employees, two of which clicked on it and submitted their credentials to a fake site. How do you connect the dots so that you can analyze that whole campaign? And we think this is going to be a huge step forward for our customers. It allows us to see threats in a very, very new light with far greater accuracy, and I think it's going to make a big impact on the industry.
What's on your radar when it comes to agentic AI?
So there's a bunch of announcements to be made here. On this topic of agents to secure, we announced a family of agents under the brand Proofpoint Satori, which are automating, using agentic AI, various jobs to be done on top of our products. One example is when abused mailbox, you get a lot of employees who will report a suspicious email, and security teams will spend a lot of hours kind of going through all that, vetting it out. And this idea of having an agent who's an expert on all our technology, an expert on best practices, can understand what a company's specific priorities and operational constraints are, and do all that work automatically at speed, at scale, is really good. The other thing, we have another agent that we launched here that is about being able to take a real attack, turn it into a simulation so that we can quickly train all the employees in a short training session to say, this is what you need to be look on, this is how you test this. And then we've done one also in the data security area, and it's just the beginning. We're going to be rolling out a whole families of these agentic solutions. It's really impressive.
Well, we're looking forward to learning more about that. Congratulations on
Thank
the
you.
announcements here at Proofpoint Protect. And finally, Tom, we're ending with a fun question.
Yes.
If AI could plan your next vacation, where would it send you?
I think it would send me to Japan.
Why Japan?
I have always been fascinated with the culture, love the food, and have been hearing just wonderful things of so many people who have recently visited Japan. That would be my next stop.
We'll see if AI leads you there.
I hope so.
Tom, thanks so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me.